But sorry. Welcome to Bonus Action Heroes, where I think it was Veronica said it, where a bunch of neurodiverse assholes play D&D. We're one down tonight. Nick can't be with us, but we're picking up the Out of the Abyss campaign in the city of Gracklstugh, a Duergar grey dwarf outpost in the Underdark. I guess one quick message before we start. We have now started, because we seem to be getting people in the chat and people showing an interest in the stream. I've sort of expanded our Discord server. So if you want to pop in and say hello, you'll find that in both the YouTube and the Twitch links. So feel free to join us. It's very quiet at the moment, but we'd love it if you dropped by and said hello. So, can anyone remember what occurred last game? I think Jamie is right. We were discussing through it.
We'd saved the guy about to get burnt. We'd gone to find a guy based on that. Big fight. Through it.
That's the most succinct summary.
The guy that we've saved was
Werz, Salt
linked
Baron.
to the guy who was going to get burnt at the stake. That's not what this game is. Burnt
into a dragon stake.
Yeah, timber shard for breaking the city rules of selling goods at less than their value. But we discovered he was charmed, possessed, don't know, in some way by something, and that something probably originated from this weird stone that was in a shipment of iron ingots, which was given to him by Werz Salt Baron. So we were following that lead to see if we could find out if he was behind this, and then he was attacked by the Red Scabbard people.
Yes, the Empty Scabbard Killers, with their empty red scabbards. Yes. Yeah. So that was you should take over, Veronica. That was really good. So yeah, we find ourselves still in the dockside shack of Werz Salt Baron. He has made you tea with lemons and his products from above the surface, his fruits or fruits, as I think he was calling them for a while. So yeah, we pick up there. Over to you. You're sat drinking this quite nice tea. It's quite sweet, and then with the lemon, it just knocks it back a little bit and makes it quite pleasant.
Forgotten what we asked him. We might have to ask some of the same questions again.
You did also have one of the guards had taken most of the others away, but I think you did actually drag one of these people in. Malice had cast Spare the Dying, so although they're unconscious, they are stable.
Okay. So we'd asked a bit more about the soul blades. So we know that they're assassins. I've got down that they might work with mind flayers and so on and so forth, but other than that, I don't think we got too much.
Establish, because the mind flayers we know work with the Drow. Are they Drow?
If I think, and I might have said something wrong last time, but I think the mind flayers, originally the Drow, a bit like a lot of underdark races, were servants to the Drow were servants to the mind flayers. So a lot of them have troubled minds, and that is a result of their ill treatment under the mind flayers in centuries past.
Oh, but I forgot. We still had one guy. These soul blades are Duergar.
They are Duergar, yes. Yeah, he's unconscious. He does, from a distance, if you squint your eyes, look a bit like a platypus, and he's wearing very drab, dreary-looking clothes that just seem to be designed to blend in. Although you could say that of most grey dwarfs' clothing, to be honest. Yeah, single empty scabbard, a very basic pouch on his belt, Nothing else of note. No weapons, no sword, just an empty scabbard.
Just because you've drawn that much attention to it, I would like to open by taking his scabbard off him.
Okay. Sure. You take the scabbard off.
I'm going to go and sit in a corner for 10 minutes and identify it whilst everyone else is doing some questioning.
Sure. Yeah, go do that. Feel free to wander where you would like.
Sit down here. Also, apparently I'm cursed, according to a status effect. I don't know if that's cursed or it's supposed to be concentrating.
I think you just had a it's not concentrating. I think you had hunter's mark on you effectively, but
yeah, I did.
a non-traditional one.
Right, I will be back in 10 minutes.
So, friends, how do we get rid of this body?
We don't get rid of it, we talk to it.
Why?
To find out more, of course.
I've told you everything you need to know. This
You told us everything that you know. That doesn't mean it's everything that we need to know.
I didn't say I told you everything I know, but
Oh, so there's more that you could tell us. Please do.
well, I just think these people you are messing with, they have very powerful minds. If you were to wake him up in here, then perhaps whoever he is working with might hear and see what he is hearing and seeing. Maybe not so wise.
Can I insight check that, please?
Sure.
Oh, fuck, I'm still at disadvantage. I'll still insight check because why not?
You are, yeah, because you've got Gracklstugh, you're coughing and spluttering. 11. He definitely doesn't seem to want you to wake this one up now.
I also have Gracklstugh, don't I?
Yes.
Yep.
Hooray.
Maybe it would keep us out of trouble if we took this one back to the guardhouse and questioned them there.
Definitely an option.
Feel free. I will need to, call this. It's been a great pleasure, and I appreciate the life saving and everything. I do have work to do, so if you're finished, your tea,
I need another 10 minutes.
I would say, Jim, within like a couple of minutes, you would realize that this thing is not magical. It is a mundane scabbard. So you won't need to spend full 10 minutes. I think that would be mean of me.
Haphazardly throw it back at the Duragard then.
Oh no.
Not in a violent way, just like me.
Yeah.
Do that?
That's his scabbard.
Which we know can produce a weapon.
Oh. Yes, good point. Mage hand to take it away. Put it somewhere else.
I don't remember if we asked this, but the main reason we came to see you was because you delivered some iron ingots to
Gregil. Yes, I did. I do indeed. I transport all sorts of products. This time next year we'll be rich, I assure you. Iron is just one of the products from the mines of Blingdenstone.
Where exactly in Blingdenstone is that iron from?
I wouldn't. What do you mean? Where do you know the city?
Yeah, I do.
Do you?
Yes.
Well, you would probably know that they have a number of mines, and they are all generally outside the city. I can't pretend to know. Many of them are yet to be reclaimed. You may well know of their history. The much of the city is still to be reclaimed. It was once in the hands of Drow many centuries ago. Well, is it a century ago? I don't know. You would have to ask them. But why is that important? They have mines for gems, for gold, silver, coal, everything. I
The
don't
name
see
of
the
the
relevance.
person that sold it to you, then?
Why?
Guard business, and I'll flash the badge again.
I don't care for God business right now. My sources are protected. I don't. I mean, if you have a genuine desire to trade, then there are a number of deep gnomes here. I could put you in touch with them.
I'm going to use a lovely trait that I have, which is quickly becoming one of my favorite spells. Drodin would like to use detect thoughts.
Okay. How are you? Are you just doing the surface thoughts?
Yeah, for now.
He's as he's talking, you sort of try and get a sense of what he's thinking, and he's kind of thinking that you're all very nosy, and sort of like wishing that you would stop asking questions and just go.
Oh, we're not interested in trading. We're asking because there was something incriminating in the ingots that you delivered to Mr. Greggle. And if you know any more about it or where they came from, we would like to know.
I can assure you anything out of the ordinary that was in that shipment was not there when I delivered it.
So you inspected the contents before you handed it over?
Always. If I seem delivering poor quality goods, then, well, you've seen what happens.
And
Not
there's
just-
no. Carry on. Oh, there's nothing he paid extra for to keep on the down low.
I don't know what you're talking about. How long
What's
did you detect thoughts work for?
a minute, I believe.
You can just basically hear him thinking, shit.
So you don't just move a couple of the ingots aside, you inspect every single one?
I don't see the relevance.
I'm just trying to establish if you knew what you were delivering to Mr. Greggle.
I just delivered iron ingots, that's all.
Insight.
Go for it.
Where's Tink? She's so small.
She's next to Derendil.
There.
Yep.
Can make her bigger. I lose her all the time. She's so
Oh.
tiny.
I'm not good at insight. Why am I trying?
Oh yeah, he's totally being honest with you, Tink.
Odin is going to reach into his little satchel, and with his bare hand, he's going to pull out that little strange magical orb we found in the ingot box. It's like, is this at all familiar to you?
What's this?
Something we found in your ingot box.
What are you actually showing him?
The weird orb
The
that I
weird,
tried to...
yeah, the weird sort of rock, like metallic rock piece.
Yes, that apparently drove Griggle insane.
May I? Holds a hand out. Can I see it?
He's going to look over at Tink and Malice for a moment and to look for an opinion. Also, what's his surface thought saying?
He wants it. Whatever you're holding out, he wants it. He's thinking about gold.
Oh,
There,
Sell
do you know
this.
what it
I can
is?
sell this for you.
no, I'm not looking to sell it. I'm just asking if you know what it is.
I can get you 500 gold for a piece this big.
That implies that you know what it is.
And where to
I
get
don't know.
more? Or have seen more?
Well, I can get 500 gold for it. That's all you need to know.
If you can answer questions more plainly, or I can just read deeper into your mind and get them.
You've not met many Durgar, have you?
No.
It shows. Look, we're friends, right? We've shared some troubles. We've shared some tea. We've shared some lemons. I promise you, 500 gold is a fair price for this. Give it to
No.
me. I will
No.
give you 500 gold now. From
No.
my own chest.
No, it's mine.
We can go away and stop asking questions if you just point us in another direction, say, the person this came from.
I don't know where it came from. He has it. But I know someone is looking to buy it. I can't give my source away for their own protection.
And now you know we have it. We'd best look after this.
Oh yes, you will have a target on your head carrying that around.
Only if you tell
That's-
people.
There are people everywhere in this city that you cannot see. If you have had this out in public, people know you have had it. I guarantee it. I have an enchantment on my cabin so that invisibility is not possible in here. So I know there is no one that has seen inside here.
Hey, if you can't give us their name, what if you set up a meeting?
Why would I do that?
You would still get a cut. We just want to know who we're selling to.
The intermediary between seller and buyer.
I can't, I'm sorry. If you want to talk to the gnomes, then you can talk to Ariana. You will find her at the Grolbron lair. She is a trader from Blingdenstone. I don't believe that is where this came from. Your detect thoughts is worn off, by the way, Jim.
Yeah, I was more than willing to say that it'd born off by now.
And where did you say Ariana was?
In the inn in the foreigners' quarter. You're
Okay.
probably staying there yourselves, unless you're staying at the one in the lake. I don't know. The Shattered Spire. Are you staying there? No.
Will you be telling the buyer where we're staying so that they can sneak up on us in the night and take it from us?
Look, that's not how I operate here. I sell goods. I don't steal them like these gestures to the unconscious Dwegar This guild, however, yes, they will kill you for it. You best hope that there was no others alive that saw you outside, because you'll be on a fishskin parchment next too.
A what?
He sort of wanders over to the body of the Dwergar and opens the little leather pouch on his belt and takes out this scroll, and it looks like it's made out of dried fish skin, so it's literally fish leather, which is a real thing, bizarrely. But and he unrolls it and holds it up, and you can see his face, a charcoal drawing of his face. That's what happens if you mess with the grey ghosts. I recommend you keep your nose out. I may well leave town for a while until the heat goes away.
I feel like it would have made more sense to stamp your face on that piece of leather, but never mind.
Sorry?
Oh, no, don't worry about it.
The other merchants were attacked because they were affiliated with you.
No, I don't know. I don't know why you think this has anything to do with me.
Were you attacked?
I was attacked, yes, but
Why?
as I say, they are a guild of thieves and assassins. I have clearly upset them.
How?
Why are you so nosy? It's my business.
Well, considering we've just saved your life, I think it's worth us knowing whether or not our effort was worth it.
Look, I need to go now. I have entertained you. I have given you tea. I need to go, or I am going to die. Do you understand this? I've tried to play it cool, but time is running out. These people are dangerous.
To go
I've
is in you
made.
need to leave the city. Now.
Look, yes, I need to leave. I'm going to go to Blingdenstone today.
How are you with working on ships?
I hate ships, to be honest, but why?
We'll be heading toward Blingdenstone in a few days.
I don't have a few days. Look, if you let me go, I have some things I need to set in motion and some business I need to close. I assure you, I give you my word that I will meet you in the Shattered Spire tomorrow, and I will reward you properly for saving me. And then I must go. I do not have time to wait for you to deal whatever you're doing and sail away. I do not have days. I have one at the most.
You told us everything. We have a common enemy now. We could potentially eliminate this.
With respect, you are a stone guard. I am not going to say anything that could see me thrown in jail when it is no fault of my own.
Dear, that
I know
implies
you're
something incriminating.
well, you're clearly. Why would any foreigner volunteer for this stone guard unless you wish to make a few gold on the side? It seems pretty clear you're trying to frame me with this rock, whatever it is. Because I know it can fetch a fair price in this city. I do a few deals, yes. I can give you something, actually. How would you feel about taking down one of your own?
Find one of our
Stone guard.
They do tell
Oh, what you going to give me if I give you the information?
Would you like?
Well, I want that rock, and I want you to leave me alone, and promise me you will not charge me with anything.
I won't charge you with anything, and I won't tell the Stone Guard you're involved in smuggling into the city. But I won't give you
What
the rock.
makes smuggling? That's a dirty word. There's no evidence that I'm smuggling. Come on.
I'm a mind reader.
Shit.
We won't give you the rock, but I won't tell anyone.
There's a guard. Gokolak is his name. He's taking bribes from people entering the city. He's letting people in that are not would not qualify in exchange for magic weapons and enchanted items. There.
I want them dead.
I don't want anyone dead, but I don't want me dead.
What gate is he based at?
He's the gate nearest to the foreign quarter, the west. No, sorry, the east.
DM,
He's a
do
sergeant.
Okay, do I think that is going to be the guards that we've previously heard of taking bribes?
Maybe. I don't think you had names before, but
No.
there was rumours that people could get in with a bit of bribery.
And which gate did we say that was? It's the one near the foreign quarters.
Yeah, I can mark it on the map for you. So if we activate, so I don't know if you can see that. Let's close the image. So if you see the gold bronze lair, if you go kind of southeast along that corridor and then up, there's a large gate here. There are smaller gates, but this is the large one, where anyone with caravans or, large carts and things would come in.
This one here.
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, he'll take a map out and show you. You see?
Okay.
I go.
It's been very nice meeting you. Thank you for being very cooperative. Well, pretty cooperative.
Relatively cooperative.
I think you understand enough about my city to know why being fully cooperative would be foolish. But if your friend indeed can read minds, then he probably knows everything anyway, so what did I have to lose? Well, if you wish to use my hut, feel free. There is a key on the hook there. It's a spare, please take it. And he will start walking towards the door. He gets to the door, he opens it, and turns and nods.
Be
Take the
careful.
lemons. I won't need them. And you see him just vanish. He stood in the door, it just fades like smoke, just, and you hear footsteps walking off.
You just hear it. They're pronounced lemons. And then well, I guess we'll take that key. He seems to be abandoning home. It'll give us somewhere we can escape to if we can't stay at our current establishment for any reason.
Thought we
Jeez,
were
here,
going
it's
to
all going
start.
to go bad.
You both talked at the same time. I didn't hear either of you. No, after you, I insist.
The audiences, no.
I was just going to say, I thought we were going to stay at the ship from now on, but I can't remember.
Well, we have options.
Well, can he come back for a moment? Are we allowed to take this stuff? Oh,
He said we could take the lemons.
okay. We'll just take the lemons then. There's just so much stuff here that's going to go off, and if he comes back and says we stole from him, and there's too many rules.
I think we can probably get away with taking a few expirables. Always leave a few coins if it'll make you feel any better.
Price they were. Never mind. Let's just. We've got the key, and we can. He definitely said there's a verbal agreement that we can use the hut and we can take the lemons.
And we can meet him tomorrow at the Shattered Spire to discuss further.
I forgot about that. Yes.
Now, how are we going to transport this one? And I'll point at the soul blade, unconscious, at my feet.
That is a good question.
If he's a prisoner, we can just tell people he's a prisoner on the way to the.
It's more the fact that he's unconscious, and I'm not particularly strong.
Or am I? Darendelle is, though.
I think I could manage a little dwarf. To carry, I mean, not to eat, just to be clear.
Are you sure?
Why would I not be?
I just feel bad that you quite often end up with the physical labour within the group.
Well, don't be mistaken, dear Malice, that once I'm an elf again, I won't be carrying anything. So don't get used to it.
Okay, then we should make the most of it.
So what's
the
the
group
plan?
has a utility.
Are you referring to me as a utility?
We all do.
I'm royalty, Tink, where I come from.
I think she just means that we each have our own purpose. Something that we bring to the group that is unique to us.
Okay, well, I am filthy rich back home. It's not much use here. So I apologise.
Purpose here.
Beg your pardon?
It doesn't serve a purpose here, unfortunately.
Well, I don't have access to it. It's I don't even know how far away it is. But yes, for now, I'll carry things. If we can get me back to the surface, I'll provide you with all the people you need to carry things for you.
Okay, well, should we get moving then? And I'll try and help Darendelle pick this dwarf up, just to be polite.
He just
but
kind of
completely useless.
Yeah, he just picks it up with one hand and just like kind of almost. He's so big, it is almost just one hand and just puts it over his shoulder like a baby. It literally looks like a very hairy toddler the way he's got it on his shoulder. I hope it's not sick down my back.
Shouldn't be. Okay, and then where are we heading? Where did we want to take this guy from to be interrogated?
Guardhouse?
Guardhouse, there we go. So yeah, can we just head there, please?
Okay. Yeah, over Lake Hold.
Mm-hmm.
You march through the city with a quaggoth carrying a unconscious bloody dwarf over his shoulder. a lot of people do stop and stare and look, and indeed you see a number of guards start to make their way over. I assume one of you flashes your badge, and they sort of nod and step back. You make, yeah.
Yeah, no, I was going to say I'd ask one of them to alert Captain Black Skull, but it's not worth it. We'll get there around the same time. So
Yeah. So you make your way into the huge hall of Overlake Hold. The skull and the two crossed axes on the floor. Very rudimentary mosaic. You see a stone guard at a counter who see you approaching and sort of gestures for two guards who you suddenly see just like appear as if out of thin air, rush over and go to take the dwarf off Derendil. And in Dwarvish, there's one of them's like, what's the charge?
Attempted murder.
Of?
Was Salt Baron and ourselves.
And yourselves. Okay, and this Werz is here for a witness statement.
He ran away.
Okay. Very well. I assume you will be putting in a written statement before the end of today, as is policy. Does he need further questioning, or?
He does.
And do you wish to do it, or should we?
Yes, please.
Okay, very well.
Answer the question.
There were some. We did alert some guards to the disturbance. I don't know if they've submitted their statements yet.
We did have some guards bring back some, but they said that they weren't the investigating officers and that you would be providing the full statement. I understand there was some kind of attack. You fended them off, killed the number, but that's all we know at this time.
Well, that's only fair. Shall I get on with the paperwork, or do one of you?
As long as you submit it before midnight, that's the deadline. You see, if it is attempted murder, then obviously the death sentence will apply. If you don't hit the midnight deadline, then it will be a whole other day before they can be executed.
Okay.
It's good to be efficient. We don't want to waste time and cell space now, do we?
That is true. Doesn't give particularly long for investigation, but I take it that doesn't matter.
It is a new decree by the Deep King. He wishes to see all criminal matters sped up and punishment expedited.
When you say it's a new decree, how new is this decree?
It was today at noon.
Very new.
Yes, he's concerned about the level of crime in the city. It is indeed true that crime is up, and he wishes to see it dealt with swiftly to the full extent of the law. So, yes, please, if you could, complete your paperwork by this evening, so that it may go in front of the magistrate first thing in the morning, and we can have our statistics looking better. We don't want to upset the Deep King.
I'm going to tap Malice on the shoulder and gesture to step out of earshot.
Okay, well, we'll get him put away and we'll be back with you shortly. And
Good. Yeah, we'll get him interrogated. Thank you for your service.
Jordan will run a distraction by going, so what? Tell me about all this paperwork. What kind of forms do I have to fill out? What notes do we have to make?
Well, you have to fill out a, so it's attempted murder. That is a 12B. I believe you need at least 2 witness statements to avoid a, their word against mine kind of situation. So that is a 17A. So you need a 12B and a 17A, which you'll find on the desk there. and they need to be stamped by the sergeant on duty at the time of submission. So don't get it stamped now, get it stamped later, because... And the conversation goes on like that with Drodin, trying not to look like he wants to fall asleep.
Oh, Jordan would be used to this, doing a little bit of investigation work in Menzo, so he'll probably be going, yeah, fine, and doing like the small little bits that he can with his wizardly quill, just to keep this guy occupied.
So yeah, Malice and Tink.
I don't remember. Did those guards see the disturbance, or did they just turn up afterwards?
Well, they would have heard us shouting because I very clearly shouted for them. They would have seen. Did they see the one running away? It was in. We couldn't see him when he approached, but would he have passed them?
But I become worried about witness statements.
Well, I wonder if they can be our witness statements. We were each there. We are representatives of the Stone Guard. That will give our testimony some weight. The other thing that we can do is we can go back and see if there's anyone nearby who witnessed anything.
Okay.
We also do have someone to interrogate.
Yes, you're right. We should do that. I was worrying about paperwork. This place really gets into your head.
It really does. But we've done everything above board regarding this debacle. I'm sure it'll be fine. Now, do we want to interrogate him, or do we believe the Stone Guard would be best, or do we join forces with them?
We know the particulars, so it's probably best we ask him the questions.
I wonder if maybe having someone in with us just to show that we weren't improper in gathering the testimony would be an idea.
Yes, probably a good idea. I'm wondering... Werz did not want to talk to us, and I doubt this one will either. Can any of us change the way we look? Maybe look like one of the other ones that fell?
Oh. 1 second. I'm just checking something.
An idea that perhaps it could look like we managed to apprehend 2 of them, and then if they don't say anything in the interrogation, they might learn something if any of us can disguise ourselves by talking to them once we've left.
Oh, I might be able to make it so that he cannot lie.
Oh, that's very good. And I've just learned that Rain does have that ability.
Okay.
Guys, so
Not. Yes, they do.
Let's see what else they've got, just in case. But yeah, so we could go in not looking like one of us, create an environment in which hopefully they cannot lie. And see if that works.
okay. What would you like to do?
Sorry, I'm just checking my spell slots. Would if we put him in a cell, prepare for the interrogation, so we would like the. Do you think Tink should go in disguise self as a tiny? Like disguise self's only going to change your height by a foot, isn't it?
She'll be like gnome sized at best.
Do they have gnome stone guard?
No, they don't generally have any stone guards that aren't Dwergar. So 2 drow and a fairy and a no. To be fair though, Rain is indeed a Dwergar, albeit with small horns. But I appreciate Nick's not here, so it makes it a bit difficult.
Yeah, it's just if we make use of disguise self, it's only disguise self is just the self that they can put it on, isn't it? They can't disguise self other people.
I don't know. What does it say? Let's have a look.
Self.
Yeah, self.
Why do we have to look like other people? Other than Rain.
Well, I wasn't saying whether it would have to be all of us, just so that they don't. I don't know. It was you who brought up that disguise self, so.
Sorry. Do they have neighbouring cells so that they couldn't touch, but they could see one another?
Who would be neighbouring?
We'd put Rain in. So it looks like they're locked up too, and then they might speak.
I doubt they would. But we can try.
Then they can't see through the spell, but yeah, they'll believe they have a friend nearby. Lost Jim, he's very quiet.
Yeah. He's still doing paperwork.
Yeah. So, how long have you been in the Stone Guard?
Like since I was 12,
Oh,
when the training starts.
that is far too young.
Why? Well, we don't like actively go on duty until we're 15, so it's not as bad as it sounds.
That still seems too young.
Why?
Well, you're still a child, aren't you, at that point?
Well, you don't become an adult unless you do adult things, surely. Stay a child forever if you don't do it.
I'm sure there is an age limit at which point you become an adult.
No, deeds determine if you're an adult, not age. Surely. Is this how you do it in Drow world?
To a degree.
How old do you have to be an adult in Drow society?
Oh, I don't think it particularly matters at the moment. Can either be, you reach a certain age, or yes, I suppose there's sometimes it's actions. I mean, you murder somebody, I think most people will treat you as an adult if you don't get caught. Fuck me. Let's get the shit out of myself. Sorry, I got my pen.
Okay. Well, you've got all your forms now. Looks like your prisoner is in the cell. I have work to do. If I cannot spend time exchanging pleasantries and cultural differences, I must do my work. So, good day to you.
Yes.
He doesn't really wait for a response, just turns and walks back to the desk.
Arsehole. Anyway. So, Alice, Tink, what have you got planned over the Well, the stagnant conversation was worth it.
We interrogate them with another Durigar involved just to make sure they know we didn't do anything untoward to them. And just as a backup, in case they don't say anything, we put Rain in there as well, disguised as one of the other Durigar that died.
Okay.
Sounds like a good plan so far.
Okay. Do you need to roll anything for disguise self, or is it more of a people have to roll to spot it?
People have to roll to spot it.
Okay. Sure. And it's magical, right? Okay. Sure.
Is it? Sorry. Is it going to be possible to put Rain in a cell where, like, opposite them, where this Durigar could see them but not touch them, or do we have to put them in the same cell, basically?
Yeah. So the cells are mostly stone, but there is a gate on the front of the cell. So yeah, she would have to be in a opposite cell to be able to see the other Dwergar. But yeah, it's possible.
And
Then
can
let's
I
do that?
can I check with the guy on the desk whether we're able to use spells of truth in the interrogation?
If you have such things at your disposal, then yes, of course.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure.
Problem if you're concerned about such things, you can just get one of the guards as a witness. If you're concerned.
We might do.
But
Thank
no
you.
problem. You will need a 32C form if you're going to cast truth-telling magics.
Of course you do. Give me the damn form.
I can manage this one, Dredden. You've got more than enough paperwork there.
Oh, what form if we're going to impersonate a dead person to hopefully make them speak to them as a confidant, if you will?
I think a 32C will cover that, no problem. It's similar. It's like deception is kind of frowned upon. It's kind of seen as entrapment, but with the new decree, the speediness of this trial takes priority over the thoroughness of the investigation. So, yeah, 32C will be fine.
Can we approach a guard? Get them to come in?
Yeah, there'll be some guards by the cells, so yeah. They will facilitate whatever you need to do.
And what's their name?
Why do you have to always ask what our names are? It's just so mean. It's just so rude. Fine.
In
Give
this
me a second.
instance, I need to know in order to write this statement.
Is that what it is? Okay. I do actually have a big list of names. This young lady, she has like very, I don't know why I'm still talking in the accent. She's got very short cropped hair, like bobbed here, but it clearly looks like it's bobbed, but it's like the back is tied back in a very short ponytail. And she'll nod as you approach. I'm Dorthis.
Dortis.
Dorthis.
Okay.
You must pronounce it. I know the Drow language does not always have this sound. You tend to have very, like, abrupt T's, right?
Normally,
I think it's
yes.
Elvish. It's like, yeah. So, yes, what do you need?
We would like you to just witness our interrogation, and just before it starts, please be aware that the following is happening, and I will brief them.
Oh, have you got the 32C?
Yes.
Okay,
do I need
good.
to get this? Do I need to get this stamped first?
Oh, yeah. Have you not got it stamped?
No.
I can.
Who do I need to get it stamped by?
The desk sergeant, I think.
And I need to get this stamped before we carry out
You've
the act.
got to fill it in and then get it stamped.
I filled it in, and it's just stamping.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, you just need this. I'll do it for you.
Death Sergeant told me to get everything stamped before we submit it.
But that's the statements for the crime, not this for the interrogation.
Oh, I don't wish to be the bearer of bad news, but you've not filled it in Dwarvish. Is that intentional?
I was not aware that there was an official language for these particular forms. I do apologise. I will get that rectified immediately.
Good. Yeah, and you have to go get another form. Get
I
someone to fill
also
it in
don't.
Dwarvish.
Yeah. Who here does
Do
Dwarvish?
it. We can do it.
Would
Though
I
my
would
It's
pencil
really-
is very small.
It's really annoying, and as you go through this process, it's kind of like, oh, they want the trials to go faster, but they've got so many bloody forms for everything. They actually make you fill in another form to approve destroying the form that you filled in incorrectly, and it's like, oh, it's just so infuriating, the sort of bureaucracy involved in this, but you do eventually get the right form filled in Dwarvish by Tink, and then stamped. And Dorothy's, okay, please lead the way.
Okay. So before we actually go in above table, are we going to interrogate and have Rain set up for in case the interrogation doesn't work? Is that what we're going to do?
That's good to
Sweet.
me.
Completed their interrogation. If we just leave Rain there for, I don't know, half an hour, and anything that's left unsaid, because they'll hear the interrogation, they'll be part of it. We'll hope Rain can ask them and see if they get an answer.
Okay. So when we get in there, I can cast Zone of Truth. That doesn't mean it's going to work. It might not take, but that would only last for 10 minutes. So we need to know exactly what we're going to ask and what information we are trying to find. So what do we want to know?
The obvious one is, why did you attack Werz? And all of the other people that have been killed at the docks.
So, why attack? Oh, Baron.
If they know anything about our friend who was nearly roasted, that's probably relevant. All this rock.
The
I don't
reason
think
for
we
other
should-
attacks.
I don't think we should show them the rock in case they're the people that want it. And in
No.
a weird situation where this person manages to escape, I don't know how big this organization is, whether they'd break them out. They'd tell them.
No, I don't think showing them is a good idea either. But we allude to a strange magical stone, they might be able to. But I would still put a target on our back. There's going to be a target on our back regardless. There already is.
Okay. So, why they attacked the Salt Baron? Reason for the other attacks that have taken place. Who do they work for?
And where do they operate out of? They won't answer these questions, but Darzin, if you do your thing, maybe that could.
Who's Darzin?
You're not Darzin. You're Droden. Could you stop making characters with D names beginning with D?
No.
Yeah, but you're banned from D's for 3 months.
I'm not going to have a character that's going to die in the next 3 months, so that's fine.
Yeah,
Oh,
you.
he's
You
put it
shouldn't
in
say
his
things
Oh.
like that.
Oh, bye, Droden.
No, don't say that. Don't worry, my backup character for Jordan also starts with a D.
Oh,
Like, I thought I was bad with names with Alice, Malice, and Alexander.
I'm clearly just weird. I just make them different every time.
I'm just not imaginative enough.
That's what it is. I just can't contain myself to a single letter. I'm failing at D&D.
Mine's just a basic, like, sound pattern.
Hey, I like Ds, so I'm getting the most out of them.
You really like the D?
He likes the D.
Big
This
fan
is
of
like
the D.
last game's.
send him from the
He
D.
likes the spaff.
Oh dear.
That also starts with a D, yes.
What
Anyway.
else do we need to know?
Oh, but no, unfortunately, I can only read minds once a day. It's quite an exhausting process. But I would say we could delay it another day, and that would allow me it, but we'd have to fill out another set of bloody forms.
Yes, and I don't think they would look too kindly on us making
Oh,
the process even longer.
you'd need a form to delay. That needs to be stamped by a magistrate.
And then would we have to destroy the forms that have already been completed?
You'll have to
And then
file
there's the
paperwork
forms
to confirm the reason for
have to
not
do this
using those
today.
forms.
Yes, I'm not going through this again. It's a nightmare.
So, but we have to ask.
You understand it's
why-
quite necessary to maintain order. If you don't have order in your administration, then justice would become chaos, and then it would not function.
I never had to fill out this many bits of paperwork whenever I did investigations.
Oh, maybe
It
you weren't
discourages,
investigating well enough.
Yeah.
Rather rude.
Now, shall we get back to organising the admin for the interrogation that we are about to carry out? So, we have why attack the Salt Baron, reasons for other attacks, who do they work for, where do they work from? Anything else that we currently need to... How do their knives work?
Is there
I thi-
who's the next person they've got hit out on?
Yes, that was the one I was going to suggest. Who's going to be the next target?
I mean, I'll be frank with you. We've never managed to get any of this information from any of these people. It's very rare to get one back alive. It's good to see this one hasn't exploded, though.
Exploded?
Pardon?
They have. I assume you removed any items from them. We have captured 2 or 3 in the past, I believe, and they have sometimes have something hidden in their mouths.
Okay, well, we can remove that beforehand. That's fine.
I'll go and give them a pat down.
No, Malice will take some time, to check in their mouths, and just to be sure, she'll remove some of their teeth as well.
Yeah, well, you've probably spent well over an hour, but this person is still unconscious. They haven't given them any medical attention, but they are stable.
No, they are. They are unconscious, and I will take those teeth.
Yeah, roll investigation, please, with disadvantage because you're stealing rubbish.
I was going to say, can I help because I'm small, so I can do little things like look at the mouth and...
You can help indeed with to put it back to a normal roll for Malice.
Okay. So investigation, now a normal roll. Please don't be shit. Okay, 18.
18. Okay, you look in the mouth, and you're looking really carefully. You actually, as you're searching, you start to Tink probably notices it first that Malice is kind of sweating. You've got she's looking really clammy and feverish. Malice, you don't really notice it at first, but as you're searching around, you just feel like, when you get really horribly hot, you just feel this drip of sweat drip down and go into your eye, and you get that sting of salt in your eye. You're starting to feel quite rough, but you focused, you're looking, and Tink's kind of looking as well, trying to help you and directing you where to look. This dwarf's teeth are perfect. They're literally rows. They're all absolutely perfectly straight, pristine white. They almost look like porcelain. But you can't see any obvious... Other than that, which is odd. You've never seen teeth like that before. But other than that, you can't see any kind of... anything odd or obvious.
And with that, I will take some of those perfect teeth.
Are you gonna pull them out?
Yeah.
Okay. How many teeth do people have? How many are you taking?
I'll get the teeth
Is it
removal
26 or 32? I can't remember, but I want to say somewhere around that. How many teeth?
32.
I think 32.
32.
32. Why do I know that?
Why do we know this? Everybody said 32. Like, I'm a good boy. I don't need to know how many teeth people
I
have.
think he might have 26 as a
Well,
child.
he has 28, and they're all absolute like perfect. So, how many are you taking, and how are you taking them?
I'm just seeing if I've got anything fun in my inventory that I might be able to use. But other than that, I'll just see if I can get a
Wait.
set.
Sorry. Can Rain do it with Tinker's tools?
I want to do it, but if someone will
okay.
lend me Tinker's tools or
And can we
pliers,
maybe just
preferably.
remove one and inspect that to see whether we need to remove them all?
I have a magnifying glass and a mess kit if you'd like to find a tool in there to just pop the teeth out.
I don't have it in my inventory, but I just have it as canon that because she's so small, her goggles have like magnifying glasses that come down on them, so she can get really big eyes and she can look in the mouth properly like a dentist.
But yeah, I'll ask and inquire with people for like a set of pliers. So like needle nose
Rain.
pliers.
I have them too. Here you go.
There we go. I don't know. In them being perfect, are they still like individually different? Do they look organic?
No, they look artificial. Like all of his teeth look artificial.
Okay, so I'm gonna go for one bottom jaw further to the back so that it's more sizable in case there is something hidden in it. There's
Okay,
no
and you're
point
taking it out
it
with
being
pliers.
Yes, I'm gonna break his jaw if need be.
Okay, Dorthis is like looking on, going, "Can you explain this? I'm
Well,
not sure we've filled in the form for physical torture."
It's not physical torture. He's unconscious. It's just dentistry to
It's
make sure
emergency
that
surgery.
It's just to make sure that there's nothing explosive contained within his mouth. Look at these and
Okay.
okay, but I'll also show daughters the teeth and that they're a bit weird and try and get her on side with. We need to investigate this further.
Okay, roll the D100, please.
Oh shit!
Oh god!
I've made a mistake.
So just tell me where everyone is in
Oh
relation.
god! I'm nearby helping, aren't I?
I'll probably be like 10 feet away, just kind of be like, fuck me.
I'm only at 19 health.
I only have a maximum of 25.
We left Stool on the ship, didn't we? He's nice and safe, right?
No, he was in.
No.
He came with us. He comes with us everywhere. You said that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he's gonna be
You've
standing
killed
back.
your mushroom.
He's being babysat by a guard at the desk.
You
So I can
get
still
the
see him,
pliers.
but he's further away.
Get the pliers in the mouth of this unconscious Dwergar and start like rocking, and you hear it cracking, and then you pull. Sorry, trigger warning. Anyone that hates dentists. And you pull it out, and as you pull, gripping the pliers, you do see it crush and crack. But it just seems to be it is like porcelain. It just disintegrates.
Oh. What does any shards that do come out? Is it like it's all gone to dust, or is it just like crushed?
It's just broken into pieces.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I could put those
It is
into...
a false tooth of a kind with a little metal plug that seemed to be drilled into the jaw. I mean, it's quite. Rain is sort of like nodding and quite impressed with the workmanship. She sort of says, I think that's Viktor's work.
Bloody Viktor.
Can I smell the tooth?
Yeah. What, do you want to smell? You want to smell the teeth?
Does it smell like
Uh,
anything?
Does
Is
it
there
smell like cyanide? No,
Yeah,
it
is there
doesn't
an
smell of
Last
almond?
thing
anything.
they ate was fish.
It doesn't. It doesn't smell of anything other than like beer and
Mouth?
yeah.
Joy.
Fetid Durgar mouth.
So with that, so if it's crushed, is it that it was hollow, or was it like a solid chunk of like porcelain?
It is like a solid. It was just broken when you pulled it out. It's a solid piece of porcelain with a metal
Okay. Has anyone
screw
got
basically inside it, which has been drilled into
drilled
this.
into their jaw? Okay. Has anyone
Yeah, it's a false
a
tooth.
has anyone got a tuning fork?
I might actually. Jotun will go digging through his component pouch looking for a tuning fork.
Or something that will work, like just something that if I hit it, it will create a certain note, depending on what it's hit on.
I know Plane Shift uses a very special tuning fork, but would a very
I'm not
bland
trying.
one.
Yeah, I'm not trying to plane shift into this guy's mouth. So
I was just saying, would
Ew.
it's
would
the
a
D&D
really
version of the Magic School Bus.
would there be a very shit version of a tuning fork in Joden's component pouch? Because I don't know. If
Yeah, I'll say if you could find something smaller metal that will ring either in
Yeah.
your pouch or in Rain's. Yeah, I've got
Yes.
no problem with that.
So if me and
Pistols
Rain,
too.
I'll just go through and I will check each tooth to see if any of them are hollow or filled with something that is not porcelain. So if there's a difference in the vibration.
Roll investigation for me.
Oh, why do I have to be at disadvantage?
Restore
I'll
balance.
I'll
Oh.
help.
Wait, which one are we doing?
Are either of them better?
What's restore balance?
A disadvantage becomes regular.
Is that limited to how many you can do in a day?
I can do 2 in a day.
I'll help. You can save that for something
Yeah,
else.
we might need that for
When-
something more important.
Like an
and-
attack roll or a saving throw.
And I will say that Hazel, you are starting to feel quite ill now.
Okay. And did we say that was investigation?
Yes, please. Or medicine.
Is there any difference between them? Not really. We'll just go for this one. 18.
Okay, you go around all of the remaining teeth. Dink, just tapping them. Dink, dink. They all sound solid, and then you get to 1, and it's just got a slightly different note.
I don't think this one's correct. I also don't feel so well, so I'm going to take a moment.
I'll trade out.
I'll be back shortly. And with that, I'm going to go get a drink, and Mouse is going to get some fresh air.
Malice is literally like dripping with sweat. It's the strongest fever you've ever had.
So
Also
it's still in the mouth. We just know which
It
one.
it is in the mouth. You just know which one it is now.
For now, but I like the implication that Malice is going to get fresh air in an industrial underground dwarven city.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, you go
North
outside.
Park.
There's no fresh air. It's
Yeah, no,
just
but
as bad.
we all know that Malice's version of fresh air is just sniffing stool.
like
But
how
I do need to.
like how I sniffed that book.
Or sniffs.
Yeah. Anyway, I do need to go get a drink, so I'll be back shortly.
Okay.
So I will take those pliers and I will pull the teeth out instead.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, you have disadvantage too, don't you?
I do. Because I also have Grackle Lung.
I've been
Should
helping
point out that Drodin does not have a fever. He's just got a cough and like black snot around his nose, and occasionally like coughs, and there's like phlegm with like black in it. But he does not have a fever.
I'll help Drodin, if I may. I
Yeah,
don't
sure.
want to abuse the help system.
No, it's fine. That's what it's for. You can take your time.
What would you like me to roll to get this tooth out?
That's a good question. Let me just. Well, what would you like to roll? What do you think would be the most?
I would have put it as a medicine, but then I'd have used it for malice.
I would say medicine or investigation, because I'm investigating this tooth with a set of pliers.
Well, I think it should either be strength or dexterity ability check.
I'm not particularly good at either of those.
I'm quite dexterous.
Or I'll let you use medicine.
Or we can wait for malice.
So strength or dexterity ability check or medicine.
I'm slightly better with medicine, so it's that.
Okay. And Tink's helping.
Hey!
Oh, thank God.
Okay. You twist and pull. You can feel bone breaking in the guy's jaw. These teeth are literally drilled into his bone. But then you get it out so far and you start to gently twist it so as not to break it. And you manage to unscrew it. And you've got this tooth in your hand.
That was both disgusting and unsettling. And then I'm going to spend some time checking out this tooth to see why it was, why this one was so different to all the others.
Checking it out how?
I don't know, like examining it, looking to see if there's any kind of like residue on the inside of it, or if it's looks like it might contain something.
Again, may I help? We have similar interests.
Yeah, you could do an further investigation into it. Maybe Arcana, if you think it's magical.
I'm going to do a normal investigation. Because we're in a city of 13. We're in a city of industrious people, so I'm not entirely convinced it's going to be arcane.
Yeah, you look at it and it does feel a bit lighter than the other one, although the other one's in pieces. You suspect it's hollow and it's got something in it, but you don't know what. It doesn't smell of anything. You can't see any chemical residue. You can't see any obvious like way to activate it.
Going to fling it to an empty corner of the room.
You're going to fling it?
Yeah.
I want to
All right.
step away.
Are you misty stepping? Okay, so you're all in a cell.
Paperwork.
I'm used to filling out paperwork.
You're in a cell. Let's I haven't got a cell. But let's go to the dock shack. No, and I'll draw a little square and you can tell me where you all are. So if that's the cell, can you see that?
Yep. Put the fellow in it.
It's the Durgar. It's like lying on a bench on a bed.
I was next.
Put yourself where you are.
Because
and tell me where you're throwing the.
Well, Malice went for some air, so she's not in the room.
Right.
You missed this terrible thing happening.
Where's the... I'll be wherever the desk is, so I've moved myself out by Darendil and that.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw it into this corner.
I'll be in front of Stool.
This one.
You're going to kill him!
I'll use my body to shield him. That's why I've moved it.
Okay, you throw it into this corner, and you hear it shatter, and there's just this massive puff of green smoke and a sort of spray of something. Can Drodin? Well, no. In fact, can all of you roll a Constitution saving throw, please? As this green gas just envelops, you lose sight of everyone only for half a second.
What about
But you
Stool?
feel this burning in your lungs. He's still in there.
He's behind me. He's not in the cell.
Okay.
Does Rain have grackle lung? I can't remember.
No.
No.
And if
No,
this
but
is a saving
Drodin
throw, it doesn't affect.
does.
So,
Okay,
so
Rain
do you need
failed.
a Constitution saving check from me and Stool?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's only ability checks that have got disadvantage, so it's
Okay.
not. No, you install her out. If you're outside the cell, you're okay.
Okay.
So Drodin passes. Pink passes. Rain fails. And this guy's unconscious, so even sure. No, I'm going to give him that. He's unconscious. So Rain takes. And anyone that passed takes half. That's 13 points of poison damage. Half if you've passed, which is everyone except Rain. As this gas just envelops the room. So six for Jodin and Tink. Nothing for anyone else. And you see, although he's unconscious, he's basically on 1 hit point. So you see that the Dwergar sort of choking unconsciously, and then you just hear him go, just stop breathing.
Fuck's sake. Hazel, you're muted.
I will spare the dying. I don't want to bring him back quite yet. So I'll just get him stable again.
Okay.
I'm
Isn't quite
going.
the explosion we were told to
Well, you're not
expect.
in the room at the moment, so
I did just shout for her.
Yeah,
okay.
I'll run over.
I'm going to flutter out of the cell and just start shouting. Drodin, that's stupidly reckless. We could have learnt so much from that tooth, but just throwing it into the corner means you destroy evidence, you destroy something that we could investigate further and learn from.
Here's another one.
Do that!
There was only the one
Well,
tooth that was weird, wasn't there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Forgot to roll for the Dwergar.
Oh god.
She chokes and coughs, but she looks okay.
Ridden immediately is going to be in his book, making a load of little notes, checking out what's left of the teeth, and checking to see if there's anything left on them.
All the time, Tink will be showing her book and writing down diagrams explaining the scientific method.
And Dorthis will be like, oh, at least it wasn't the fire one.
The fire one?
Yeah, like, very messy.
So do they have different ones?
I've never seen the poison one before. Wait, it really gets the back of the throat.
I was assuming they would be carrying an igniter.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I think the last one, like, it was like a fireball went off. It was very bad. So, is he dead or?
Oh no, he's still alive.
Okay.
So what have we learnt from this that we might need to question him on?
Droden, what have we learnt?
That they have trapped teeth.
Well, we figured that out. But what can we
Could someone
question?
explain why you took the trouble of removing the tooth, but then just set it off anyway? Maybe I'm kind of missing your technique, investigative technique. Maybe it's different in other cities.
No,
Like,
you're not.
it's still burning. I can feel it
this.
burning my lungs.
What you have done is made an excellent observation, which is key to the scientific method.
More into the arcane than the scientific.
Well, maybe if we can
What?
marry our learning, we can not destroy evidence.
From now on, I am the only one within the group who will be performing autopsies. And I get that he is still alive, but removing body parts is still my specialism.
Okay.
So we'll try not to kill everyone in a confined area with poor ventilation.
For already sick, it'll be fine.
Like, we need to be careful because, like, removing teeth could be construed as torture. I thought we were using truth magic, not torture.
Well, no, first we had to make sure that we were protecting ourselves, so it was more of a defensive action, and it was the removal of a weapon. It was not a tooth.
What was the throwing bit then?
Idiocy.
Ah,
Well,
okay.
called for.
I might need to report
Completely
this
called for.
I might need to report this to Captain Blackskull. Obviously, idiocy in the office is not allowed and is illegal.
Oh God.
I'll leave you here if you excuse me. And she just wanders off, leaves you there.
We've damaged property and hurt a stoker. We were doing so well, so well. Jimothy, you know better.
Jambalaya.
You can't Dars in an investigation.
Darzen's smarter than this.
Okay, you can't snitch in an investigation.
That's pretty an appropriate comparison. Yeah, I suppose.
Okay. Have we got any more questions based on the teeth? Well, actually, who the hell's created the teeth? We think it's Viktor, but we want to check. We can use that as a general sounding out question.
Well, Rain suspects it's probably Viktor. The workmanship is like very good. These teeth are like when you will have never seen a dwarf with a more perfect smile than this. Not that he smiles; he's a Dwegar. But if he did smile, it would be a perfect smile, and it's kind of almost unnaturally perfect.
Why all of the teeth and not just the tooth? That's weird. That's painful.
A mirror. Tink is just gonna be like gurning with her face to try and see her teeth.
Yeah, Malice is there just running her tongue along them, being like, oh, hey, oh, you? And just checking
Teeth
them.
look like that.
Do we want to wait
Rain
for one
will
of the
say,
gods?
"Why? Perhaps the dwarf lost all their teeth, or perhaps it's harder to find if they're all the same. I don't know."
Maybe. Do we want to wait for one of the gods to return, or shall I wake him up and cast Zone of Truth?
I think guard supervision is probably wiser if you're going to go into an interrogation.
Dorthis comes back and arrests You.
I've been arrested before. But in the meantime, I'm going to investigate these teeth.
Question: is death the punishment for all crimes in Gracklstugh, or is it just for certain crimes in
Are you asking Rain?
No, just from above table.
No, no. Usually minor crimes are. In fact, when you arrived, you were pretty sure that you couldn't be sentenced to death for selling something cheaper. Discounts were illegal, but
It wasn't a death penalty. Okay.
no, it seems like.
Okay, well, whilst everyone's waiting for Dorthis to come back, Droden's going to wander off somewhere with the remains of the teeth that he broke, and he's going to cast Identify to see if he can find anything on the inside of them. Any indication of how they worked.
Okay, well, the one you've thrown is just all that's
Gone.
left is the metal screw. The porcelain bit's just shattered, and there's lots of dust. It does detect as faintly magical, but it's far too gone to really identify how it might have worked because it's detonated effectively. You get there's some sort of detonation, but it does seem to be a magic-like effect. The poison wasn't natural; it was almost like a spell. I mean, in fact, it would remind you of the poison spray spell, but it seems to have been adapted to make it have a radius effect, like a cloud burst. So it's clearly designed to take out the person and anyone with them.
Fair enough. All little notes he's making in his book that I'm not actually making because I don't take notes.
That's all right. I'm not making them for you.
So what we have is we have improvised explosive devices that are teeth. That is quite impressive.
Rather morbid.
Wouldn't quite say that.
Well, you yourself are quite morbid.
Mm-hmm. I've been told.
Hey, have you cut yourself? You're bleeding. I'll point at her fingers.
She points at Malice's fingers, and you look, and all where your your cuticles on your fingernails, they're all bleeding, and you notice your nails seem to have grown. They're normally quite well trimmed and short, but they're bleeding and they seem to have grown. They're almost like got a slight point to them.
No, I haven't cut myself. Well, we have other things to deal with now. We'll figure this out later.
Well, thinking more perhaps we should get that delay form after all.
No,
Sure.
we should. There's no reason to delay the interrogation.
Other than the fact you're bleeding excessively from your fingers.
She's sweating. Her hair is like almost stuck to her face. She's so hot. You've got such a fever. Your head is pounding. You do realise that you're starting to feel quite rough.
Well, I've spent a lot of time rooting around in his mouth, which was full of poison. It would make sense that I'm not feeling so great, and maybe I put my hands on his teeth.
I detonated that tooth 10 feet away from my face, and I'm fine, and you weren't even in the room.
Can I do some sort of medicine check, try and work out? Veronica knows what's happening. How do I get Tink to work out what's happening?
Yeah, medicine check's fine. Yeah. No, it's weird. I mean, it's a terrible role, I'm afraid. You don't think it's the same thing that Drodin's got. Like, Drodin's just got a cough and is a bit snotty and like struggling to breathe sometimes. Malice has got that, but she's got so much more. It's not the same, but you don't know why.
Well, we should hurry up and continue the interrogation. We don't want to delay things. The longer we talk about this, the longer it all takes. So come on.
Heal
Well,
and things. Can't you do that to yourself?
I've not got many spells left, so the sooner we get this interrogation done, the sooner I can have some rest. And I am very tired right now.
you do seem very eager to hurry through this, which is a bit uncharacteristic for you and slightly concerning.
We've spent far longer talking about this than anything else we have dealt with so far.
Because you're a member of the team, and I don't exactly want anybody to get sick or die.
Well, we can't leave this as it is, and I'm not going to rest until it's dealt with, so can we please just carry on with the interrogation?
Let's get on with it.
So,
Everybody called me reckless for breaking that tooth.
she's not being reckless, she's trying to do an interrogation. She's just feeling a bit, ugh.
It's,
You threw an explosive tooth in a confined space with brick walls and no ventilation.
I
A
had
shit idea.
I had valid reasons for doing that.
No, you didn't. My plan was to drill into it with a tiny drill that I'm sure Tink would have had, and to extract
would have.
component. I kind of no. I want it to be tiny. I want Tink to
Oh,
have
like
it.
pink size.
I want like
Okay.
a little Tink-sized hand drill. Or,
Okay.
yeah, Malice is getting pissed off now.
So this Dwegar is very ill. He looks pretty ill. He's not going to wake up without some sort of healing
Yeah,
for
so
another
I'm
4
gonna
hours.
like if everyone is agreed, I will heal him, then I will cast Zone of Truth. We only have 10 minutes from the casting of Zone of Truth.
Put Rain in the cell opposite, looking like one of the others. Shall we get out of the cell? And lock it?
Are we going to interrogate from the gate?
Well, how far away do you have to be for Zone of Truth to catch it?
It's a 15-foot sphere.
But I
You can
cast
cast it within
at
60 feet. Yeah.
But so what I will do is I will, before we close it, I will go into the cell, and I will cast Cure Wounds. Now, because of Circle of Mortality, it and then being like unconscious, it casts the most that it can do.
Okay.
So, what would that be? What are my bonuses for this? Sorry,
Right. If you just click it, it'll say D8 plus 3 plus bonus.
yeah. So what's my?
So that would be, yeah. So it would
Just a
heal
D8 plus
11.
3, so 11. Yeah. And then
But
I
you see,
will hightail out of there and close and lock the gate
okay,
before they kind of
you're
come
leaving
through.
Drodin in there.
No, we are all exiting.
Okay, yeah, you see him start to wake up as he looks around and realizes where he is. You see him like feel around in his mouth with his tongue and looks annoyed.
And with that, if I get the okay from everyone else, I will cast Zone of Truth.
Okay.
Which will just be on that guy. I'm not too bothered about anyone else. So I have a DC 13 charisma.
Wait, no. Oh, is that them? If they
Yeah.
have advantage, I do restore balance and take it away.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. You go and use that then. Yeah. You cast it. It seems to take, and you see him like narrow his eyes and look at you, and he seems to know what you've done.
What is your name?
I don't have a name.
What do you prefer to be called?
I don't want to be called anything.
What do your superiors call you?
Superiors call me. You'd like to know that, wouldn't you?
What do your superiors call you?
Oh, the old asking the question several times. Trick,
Why did you
does it work
attack
for you?
the Salt Baron?
He had a bounty on his head.
Where did the bounty come from? Who placed it?
I don't know. I just get the pictures.
Where
And
do
then
you
I
get the
killed them.
pictures?
See him almost go to say something. It's like, I can't tell you that.
Where do you get the pictures? And can I grab onto the bars of the thing, and you can see my bleeding,
Yeah.
jaggedy hands?
Yeah. He will step towards the bars. I'll tell just you.
Go on then.
You want to know a secret?
I want to know the answers to the questions.
I know you do. I'm close.
I can't come through this door, and you know that.
Just come close to the bars.
What was the reason for the attack on the Salt Baron? So you've said that you got a picture. Where did you get the picture from?
I got it from the docks.
Got it from the docks. Who do you work for?
I don't work. You see, he goes to say, I don't work for anyone, and then he can't finish the sentence.
Who organises you and the other Soul Blades?
I don't know. And he doesn't finish the sentence. I can't tell you their names.
Do you know their names?
Yes. He realizes he said it. Like, yeah, of course I know their names.
How do your knives work? It just seems interesting. I would like to know.
To the bars, and I'll show you how it works. And he walks right up to the bars and stands there with his hands like on the bars like this.
I will step back slightly, but with that, can I just run my nails down his hand? I just want to be
Yeah,
creepy.
sure.
I'm just being
It's probably creepy.
creepy.
You start running the nails down the hand, and you see his hand let go of the bar as you do it, and then this glowing blade of like radiant light just
And with that,
appears in his
I
hand.
will, as soon as I see that. Oh, where's my character sheet? Right now. I need it right now. I'm going to Misty step back.
Okay, yeah, he literally goes and lunges forward as you misty step and just turn into dark smoke and then appear a short distance back.
Okay, Zone of Truth isn't concentration, so that's okay.
I'm going to grab his hand.
That's how it works.
And what connection do you have with this knife? And did Jim say he was going to try and grab his hand while it's outstretched?
Yeah, if he's going to try and stab someone through the bars, my whole concern is like, oh, that's a bit dangerous.
He just taps his head again. Like, this is where the knife comes from here. And he sort of locks eyes with you, Malice. And you just see him, just little corner of the mouth, just smiles. Ah, you know something about me? I know something about you.
For you. Now, have you got any further targets identified?
I had one target, and I assume we failed.
And who created the teeth? Your little incendiary device that you are now probably so sorely missing.
I, I can't tell you that.
Does anyone else have any other questions? Ask them quickly. Time is nearly up.
It's frustrating because he can just avoid answering them, which is really frustrating unless you can compel him somehow. But he almost gives the stuff away a few times, but it just like stops himself.
What was the name of the group that Viktor worked with? This is me asking Matt, not me asking.
The Intricate Requiem.
So Jordan will ask if he has any business. So it would just be that moment of, do you have any, you and your people have any business with the Intricate Requiem? Perhaps a man called Viktor.
As you say that, you see him stick his tongue in his, like, where his tooth was, or where two of his teeth were. He doesn't answer, but like you ask the question and you see him like feel for the tooth.
Well, would you have gone
Almost.
after completing your little job?
You just see his eyes drop to the ground. And he goes to speak, but like just like bites his lip and says nothing. You know I can't tell you any of this.
Die for these people, but what would it take for you to want to live? What could we offer you to make you answer these questions?
Gold and freedom.
Can be sorted.
So who do you work for?
Are you going to let me out?
Only if you answer the questions. Part of the deal.
We're all under this truth spell. You know, it's an honourable promise.
I mean, I'm not a big magic user, but I don't think you're under it, are you?
Say that.
Roll persuasion or deception.
I will.
Well, I guess it's deception because you.
Fuck! I have such good deception, but that's such a shit roll.
He's like, he just shakes his head. No, you're not under this, are you?
I am.
Okay. Unlock this. Get me out of this city. I'll tell you everything you want to know. You need to let me out now.
You know that Gracklstugh is very strict. You know that we would not be able to do that. That is very much the truth.
If I stay here, I die. If
you
I
answer
tell you,
our
I
questions,
die. There's nothing in it for me. I'm dead either way. And you open the door, you take me away, you get me out of the city, I'll tell you everything. And you know I'm telling the truth.
How long's left on
I
the
can even,
zone of truth
I
now?
can even make it easier for you. I can shrink down. I'll be small, easy to smuggle out.
Do
The
want
guard's
to
gone,
survive.
right? What?
I just find it hard to understand why a person that would kill themselves upon being caught would attempt to bargain for their life. You clearly aren't very loyal to them.
Look, I would have chosen my own death, but I don't get to choose now. I don't want to be burned alive by that dragon. He doesn't even chew. That's why he's got so fat.
On ships.
Ships. I've never worked on ships.
Can you tell us more about the dragon?
I know they, I know they have a problem with it.
What
And it's
problem?
almost like now he's talking. It's like, oh, this is stuff I can talk about. That's not gonna. It's like the dragon's decadent and spoilt and fat and just getting out unruly. They can't control it. But we took the egg, so they can't do anything about that now, can they?
What egg? What did you take?
Well, I didn't take it, but the dragon egg.
And the chance?
Without the dragon, the forges are dead in this city. Order would crumble, chaos would fall. It would be a far more pleasant place to live. The dragon is unruly, but without the egg, they don't have a replacement. They have to put up with him.
Were they planning to replace him?
I don't know, but they have no choice now, do they?
Okay.
The egg
How
is
long's left?
gone.
How long's left on the zone of truth?
Probably about 4 or 5 minutes.
Okay.
What happened with this egg?
I can't tell you that, but someone has it.
Who on the guard is taking bribes to allow people in and out of the city?
I think I'm not really sure. You'd probably have to ask Werz about that. Werz is the one that shifts the bribes, sells the weapons on, exports them out of the city, or sells them through reliable sources.
What are Werz's reliable sources?
You'd have to ask him that. I don't know them. It's very wise in this game to not know too much.
Do you know if he's smuggled anything interesting into the city recently? Anything magical?
No, I'm not aware of him smuggling magical things in, but he does take them from the guards. The bribes, they're often magical. I understand this sergeant likes magical weapons. That's usually the price to pass. He's got quite a few in the last few months.
Apologies, then what I meant to say is, do you know if he's currently in possession of any items of interest? If your party is interested in something he has.
We're not really interested in his business. He's just been charging too much for some of his products. So they wanted to cut out. He's like, oh shit. Realizes he started to spill something and stops himself.
What can you tell us about the Darrow that has been seen in the foreign quarter and in the West District? Under 3 foot tall, dresses in cheap finery, mustache, beard, and sideburns. What do you
You
know?
just described half of the Darrow.
Think of one that we would be interested in.
What, the messenger?
Tell us about the messenger.
Delivers messages?
What sort?
And kind of reaches for his pouch, which is empty. I think you know what sort.
Where do you
Let's ask.
find them to deliver a message?
It brings no harm
Tell
to
me.
you, just tell us.
Just get me out of the city, I'll tell you everything. Without even needing a spell. I know what you're doing, I can tell what this magic is.
Well, that's very good for you. Now,
I can't lie, but I can avoid telling you.
who do you work for again? Sorry, I didn't catch it earlier.
Do you think, is it like, oh, I'll ask you twice, you didn't tell me. If I ask you a third time, oh, suddenly I'm going to buckle and say like, oh, okay, I'll tell you now. Please stop asking me over and over again. Your spell must be running out soon.
Always worth a try.
You got a minute left.
I have a superfluous question for you. Unless someone has anything more important.
Look, just get me out tonight and I'll tell you everything.
You won't be getting out unless you answer the questions now, and that is the deal. You may not believe us, but you don't know whether we are telling the truth or not, and we are your best chance.
Persuasion.
I've lost Tink again. There she is.
Screw you. You're lying.
Oh, fine. We can just let you get burnt. You did try to kill us. I mean, you just tried to kill me, so.
You asked how it worked. I showed you. We weren't there to kill you, but they'll kill you now.
That price is already on our heads.
How many did you kill?
How many did you bring with you? I seem to
Well,
have
that's
lost
the
count.
question. Yeah, that's the question. Did you kill us all, or was some invisible and watching the whole time?
They seem to
'Cause if
really
one
care for their
survived-
own, don't they?
Well, your spells run out now.
And with that, I will look over to Dortis. So the end that
She's
you
not there.
have we not got any body
You can
around
probably
us?
call one, but there's no one actually with you in the cell now.
I thought we waited till Dortis came back.
I
She'd
also
gone
told
off to report someone for incompetence in office, in public office.
I'm sure
Got
that
someone
these.
else.
Oh, no, she did. No, you're right. She did come back. Yeah, no, she's outside the cell. She's not listening to all of this, but she's nearby. Sorry, you are right.
Okay. Did you hear that he did just admit to being involved in an attack that would have taken our lives?
Sorry, I wasn't listening, but
I'm sorry. Your job here is to be a guard You were requested to assist us in an interrogation, and you weren't listening.
I thought I was just here to make sure it was secure. You're doing the interrogation. You filled in the forms, not me. Hey,
Okay.
you're not looking so good. What's wrong? Are you feeling sick? And she
Yes.
takes a step back.
Can I, when this is happening, can I just shout through the bar? Come to the bars and just shout through him. Say it again for her.
Just crosses his arms. It's no spell now. Screw you. I would have given you everything. And now you get nothing. I'll be dead before morning. They'll see to it.
Can I attempt to intimidate by starting a firebolt?
Can
What are you
Malice?
doing to me
sure.
now?
Can Malice help with that? She is not looking good, and she is very angry.
Yeah, sure, Malice. Yeah, I think I actually gave you. Yeah,
Yeah, I've got like proficiency or
well,
something.
you can both roll separately if you like. Yeah, Malice actually has
Okay.
proficiency in it.
I'm still at disadvantage, though, aren't I? We've lost Jim, by the way.
Yeah.
If you were,
Oh dear.
And
what did? So I'm just doing it normally. Oh wait.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just like
ooh,
this, like really sickly looking. Oh. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, Malice is just. You try and intimidate him. It just looks. You just look sick to him. He's just
Yeah.
not intimidated by you. You look quite weak and poorly.
No.
But I think you summon a little.
No, it's not little. That's
Fireball.
why it's scary. It's
Oh,
as
it's
big
a
as
big,
me.
it's a big firebolt in your hand, and he's just like he look briefly. He looks a little like you see him like react and have that fear response, and then you see his face change and have this realization. He's like, "Do it, just do it. Put
What
me
you
out
do
of my
is
misery.
burnt alive.
Just do it."
Okay, come on. We should file our report. Also, so Hazel thinks she knows what's up with Malice. Does Malice know what's up with her, considering recent events?
Well, you can roll a medicine check if you like. At disadvantage. Oh no. You think you've like probably eaten some bad meat in the tavern or something on the ship. You've just eaten bad food. It's different. Yeah, it's different. The cough's different. That's just the acrid atmosphere. But no, you've just eaten something bad. It's food poisoning.
Okay.
I was gonna. Yeah. When he was talking about, was there someone invisible watching? Can I do a perception check of the room?
Yeah.
I just want to, I don't know, fly around into empty spaces and see if I can hear breathing or if I fly into anything just in the room.
Yeah. To be honest, if you do that, you would relatively quickly like bump into, go into like a corner or fly along a wall, and you would just like boom, you'll hit someone there, and you just hear a voice go, "Hey, careful! Stay to the center of the corridor." There's definitely invisible people in the corridors, quite a number. Whether they're Stone Guard or someone else, it's hard to say because they're invisible.
Do you know every guard that's in this room?
You're asking Dorthis.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I should know them all, But how do not why I can't see them. There is a roster of who is on duty if you wish to see it. Don't see the relevance.
Might be a
The
spy.
Stone Guard. The Stone Guard. Why would...
Someone from his organization.
I don't have... I can go and report to Captain Blackskull if you believe there is a issue, but I have no way of seeing invisible people.
Can Captain Blackskull order them to make themselves visible?
Yeah, of course.
Then yes, I think you should go get the captain, and no one should leave this corridor wherever we are stood.
Yeah, it's a corridor full of cells. Yeah, well, she'll...
Put a guard on that door.
And she'll dash off down the corridor.
Whatever the entrance or exit is, there needs to be a guard
Yeah.
on it.
Sorry, I blanked out for a moment. What's happening?
I just thought when he mentioned there might have been someone watching, there might be someone watching now. I don't think anyone should leave.
What a reasonable assumption, I think.
I feel that I should leave. I'm absolutely exhausted. I'm not going to be much use, and I'm nearly out of spells.
Drayden, I mean,
Carry on.
if
But
you're sick,
In the meantime, whilst we figure out what's happening with Malice, Drayden would like to cast Detect Magic.
okay.
Do I get many pings from there being invisible people in the room?
Would Detect Magic... Can you click it for me? Would Detect Magic actually show up people using innate abilities?
That is a good question. Let me get to my character sheet.
Sense the presence of magic within 30 feet. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura. Creature or object that bears magic. Yeah, I would say actually yes, it probably was. What's the range of it?
30 feet
30
radius.
feet around you. Yeah, you cast it, and you do indeed, just to Drodin's eyes, you can see these little like sparkling outlines of what look like guards with shields and swords periodically down the corridor. And just on the edge of your circle, you just see a figure move out of the range, and like an outline of a person, but they just like literally as you cast it, they exit the area.
I'm following that outline.
You muted, V.
through the door that where's the exit?
No, they're just walking down the corridor. That it's not.
It's a longer than 30 feet corridor.
Yeah, the corridor is quite long here.
To do a light jog down that corridor to see if they look like another guard or if they're someone being sneaky.
Can it move with you?
I think it's centered on me.
Yeah, detect magic.
In
moves
30
it.
feet of you, yeah. Yeah, you walk down the corridor, and as you do, you see more guards periodically. Well, you assume they're guards. They're just kind of like outlines of dwarf shapes. You can kind of see that they're holding something, all of them in the same way, but you can't really tell. You get to the end of the corridor, and you do see another shape just moving out into the main hallway towards the door.
I will get as close as I can, using Misty Step if I need to, and then put a hand on him.
Okay.
Is he in sight? Can I fairy fire?
Oh, well, he's wandered off down the corridor, so it's up to you if you follow him or not.
Up to where the Drodins told me that he spotted something unsuspicious.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think I would assume him jogging down the corridor, relatively impromptu, would be a pretty big signal. But he probably would go, "Oh, there's a bloody lot of them in this hall." And yeah, he probably would have mentioned that someone's trying to get out of the corridor or moving away.
May
Okay.
I?
Feel free.
You reach out, Drodin, and put your chip, but whatever this magical outline is, whoever this person is, they seem to see you going to do it and sort of step back. And they're just stood there, this sparkling outline.
When I've seen him do that, can I go for the area in front where he's reached with fairy fire? I don't.
Yeah,
Then I will
if
do
you
that.
want to.
Magic. It doesn't let you see invisible people, but it lets you see invisible people.
Is he frozen? Yeah, I'm not really. It does seem a bit of a flaw there, doesn't it, in the spell? I've probably interpreted that badly, but
No, I think
for
it's.
now,
I think that it's like a fine line of you can tell someone's invisible, you just can't tell who or what is invisible.
yeah. Okay, where were we? So you cast Fairy Fire?
I think it's fair. It's the same magic as everywhere else, but this one's moving at speed away.
Yeah.
Whereas the others are more stationary or doing patrols.
Yeah. You would see, Drodin, you would see the magical Fairy Fire start to form, and this figure, this sparkling energy just sort of just dodges out of the way very quickly. And in fact, you see some of the magic sort of touch them. You would normally expect that to attach, but it doesn't seem to. Whoever it is seems to have a resistance to magic of some kind.
Give me just a second.
You hear a voice
I'm gonna be really
casting a
upset.
spell.
I'm gonna be really upset about this, but I'm gonna throw my incense at them.
Well, you hear someone cast a spell before as the fairy fire lands and you go out to touch them. There's a spell cast. Stupid thing's not working. On you, Drodin.
Okay.
So DC 13 Wisdom saving throw, please. On Drodin.
I'm fine.
You feel your muscles start to stiffen up as if something invisible force is grabbing you, and you see in front of you this spell is cast. If I can show you the picture, why won't it let me see the picture? Sorry, the picture's not working. You see this little figure. It's probably about 2.5 foot tall, small. He's got crazy white hair. That's got almost like a troll. Actually, it looks like it's been like set upwards. It's going in all directions. It's just completely bonkers. Just trying to show you a picture, but it won't let me show you. It won't let me show you a picture for some reason. He's got got a massive moustache like this, a little beard, and he's wearing this weird green cloak covered in really garish gems, and he's carrying a little staff. Why is Tink doing a dance?
If it's if I recognise them, I'm letting off a chaos bolt because I
You
am
don't.
going up.
I'm not sure you recognise them, no, but they look like some kind of dwarf, but not like a dwarf you've ever.
It sounded a bit like.
It sounded very Rapido.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not Papido, no, but it is a similar similar looking creature to Papido. In fact, here you go. I can show you a picture finally. So he's quite a weird looking character. He's grey skinned. His eyes are white. He's got crazy white hair, crazy white beard. He's covered in loads of little gems, but they're like cheap glass and like bits of stone. They're not actually precious. It just looks like someone who's looking like they want to look like they've got a lot of money, but they haven't got any. And he's just gonna turn and run for the door.
Misty step.
Okay.
I don't know where we are. We don't have a map. I'm sorry.
I know. I know. I wasn't expecting this. You really like spent a lot of time in this prison cell. Okay, probably need to make a map, but we're probably nearly finished. Yeah, sure. So Drodin stood very close to him. You tried to fairy fire, tries to cast something on Drodin, and then appears and looks quite startled to appear. You managed to misty step. Pretty much, you wouldn't get the other side of him, but you would get alongside Drodin quite easily. And you just see him sort of.
Now. No need to get violent. I was just seeing what was occurring. If you let me leave, I'll say no more. And that'll be that.
And then he just goes invisible again.
Presumably, I can still see
him.
Yeah, he starts running, but yeah, you can't see him, Tink, but Drodin can see this little
Can I do
little sparkly thing?
I'm going to use my natural fairy fire, which is shit because it's not with my standard spellcasting attribute.
Okay.
And I'll just put that there because I have to put it somewhere. So it's a DC 10. Holy shit!
He fails. Yeah, you've hit him with fairy fire. You can see the outline of this weird little person as the guards seem a little bit startled by it, and he just dashes out of the door and just darts to the left.
How out there's an intruder and chase after him.
Guards! Okay. Him! Follow us! And we're in a chase sequence.
You're in a chase sequence without a map. Sorry. Yeah,
you. That case.
The little guy. He's only got little legs, and you run out. You run out and look. He's gone to the left. You look to the left. You don't see anyone. Can you roll perception for me?
He started climbing the wall or something.
Aye. Yeah, Tink and Drodin, you look left, and he's like, you can't see the magical glow with the fairy fire. You're like, where the hell? And you look and glance, and he is literally running straight up the wall, like as if he's on the ground. He's just like, he's up to the second floor already.
Well, I don't know how to fly yet.
Haters, losers.
They just want to.
Oh, that's it. I'm fucking scorching raying his ass now.
Yeah, throwing spells.
Ooh, in fact, I will cast Shatter.
Oh, very nice. I want to use this.
No.
I'm going to cast this on Drodin. Go on, cast whatever you're casting. We'll do initiative, shall we? Actually, so that's probably fairer. and then we'll make this the last combat.
Oh, I still have my.
Meanwhile, whilst all this is going on, Drayton is like, "Oh, Malice is okay in the
Well, I
prisons."
assume Malice went and stood outside, so I assume we run past, going, "Malice, come on!"
I went and stood off to the side. I'm not leaving Stool by himself, so I'm
Malice
I'm
is
still
probably
in there.
barfing.
She's
You're
ill,
gonna kill Stool.
She's very ill. Yeah.
but she needs to protect him, so she is staying there.
Okay. Yeah. Who else wants to be in combat? As it's kind of spellcasters and he's halfway up the wall, we will roll. I've put Drodin, Tink, and him in. Okay. Right, Drodin, what do you want to do?
Let me get this lucky. I'm going to cast Shatter beneath his feet.
Okay. Does Shatter let you destroy buildings?
It does extra damage against solid matter.
We're gonna get in so much trouble.
Yeah, I realised when I went, I'm going to do Shatter, actually, because this is going to be the slight damage of property.
Okay.
But yeah, he's going to do it. It's going to affect that guy, but it's also going to affect some of the building, with the hope that that's going to unseat the fellow.
Okay, roll damage. Okay, 3d8 thunder. Okay, yeah, you hit him, and he looks badly hurt. I just got to check if this is concentration.
Spider climb, if that's what I think it is concentration.
Yeah.
This is the point where he fails to cut off shit, and now he falls to his death.
Yeah, he does. He falls, and as a reaction, he casts Featherfall, or whatever it's called, Featherfall, and starts to slowly drift down. Anything else?
It's just going to stand there like this underneath the guy. It's like, come on, we've got you now.
Fair enough. He starts to drift down to the ground, and you can see he's trying to get back to the wall. It's probably about 30 foot up at the moment. You will see him look down, see you looking up at him, and he's going to cast a spell at you, Jim.
Motherfucker.
Well, what do you expect? Sorry, I wasn't prepared for this fight, so I didn't think it was going to happen.
We can catch this motherfucking messenger this early on.
I was going to be really angry.
You're going to be really disappointed. It's all right, the character sheet's a bit messed up. Right. He's using a special ability. So all charisma checks for Jim now have disadvantage. But that's not the spell.
I already did.
Did you... he's going to cast Charm Person on you. But it's not letting me cast. It's really annoying.
Well, I can just roll the charisma saving throw.
So it's DC. I think it's DC 14.
Am I doing it with disadvantage now?
No, ignore that. I was
Righto.
reading that wrong. So ignore that.
Oh, fuck. I got 7. I am charmed.
So you are now charmed. You
I regard-
effectively now see him as a friend, as a friendly acquaintance, and you don't want to harm them as they slowly float down to the ground. But as they do slowly float down to the ground, he's just going to be looking around, looking a little bit panicked and a little bit unsure about what's happened. So Tink.
They don't look good, you said.
No, they're bleeding and look quite badly hurt. They've got blood coming out their ears. They look a bit stunned and a bit. But now Drodin's got a silly smile on his face.
I'm a Drow. I have advantage against being charmed.
Oh, okay. You should have remembered that when you rolled it, but I'll let you roll it again.
Sorry. I'm fine.
Okay, you're not charmed. He doesn't look stupid. He suddenly remembers he's a Drow.
Yeah.
Do they still have fairy fire on them?
Yeah.
Then we're going for. Oh, I don't want to waste it. Well, I've already cast. I cast it before we went into initiative, so I'm just going to commit to it. I spent a sorcery point for quicken spell.
Yeah.
So I could cast 2 spells because I just want to take him out. So what if I? Fuck it. No. Okay. First level. With advantage.
Yeah. Of damage. How do you want to do this?
As he starts to fall slowly, I'll just get this really smug look on my face and go, "Well, this is easy," and like look into his eyes as I wiggle my fingers and pew him out of the sky.
You just see him go,
No, I was just observed.
and then you just see him like splat against the wall, blood everywhere. The featherfall stops and he just plummets and splats into the ground.
Stabilize.
Medicine check.
Alice!
I was about to say, by that point, me and Stool are probably walking out after them as
Yeah.
he hits the ground. Like, Christ, and I'll do. Is it spare the dying?
Doesn't take.
He's magic resistant. At that point, I'll run over and I'll medically attend to his wounds to stabilize him.
Okay, roll a medicine check.
Oh,
I mean, he's pretty much like he's got catastrophic damage, so he
Yeah.
has been hit by something that killed him, and then has fell from
It's just
quite a height.
this is at disadvantage, so I need to roll again. Sorry.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
all
can
right.
I
really good at medicine.
I fix that. Restore balance.
Oh, okay. If she
Your
restores
last one.
balance, it's a 19.
That's my last one.
Okay. Yeah, you try and patch him together, but he's took too much.
Why was that Stool? I'm still taking the 19, but
Yeah. He's just took too much damage. He's gone. He fell from quite a height after being hit for quite a lot of damage in a single turn. You can't save him, I'm afraid.
he was going to be really useful, wasn't he?
It's going to look at Tink and go, I think we're even now.
I
Right.
should not leave you to your own devices. Can we please go back to the ship now? I'm really not feeling well.
Yes, absolutely.
You will see some of the guards start walking up. What's going on?
Fellow
Have
had
you
broken into
Have you killed one of the Council of Savants?
They had broken into your prison
We're
area.
spying.
They were spying on us as we were doing an interrogation.
Well, you've killed them outside. Where I
Yes,
need
they
to
were.
get Captain Blackskull. If you've killed one of the council, then you may have started
Started a
something.
war.
And we'll leave it there.
Messenger.
Well, I think actually, Tink, you may have done worse than I have at this point.
You're the one that shattered him.
Oh, yeah, but he had Featherfall.
He did. Nice.
Bad decisions all round.
To be fair,
It's all good.
I probably was going to do that anyway. So
So none of that was what I expected to be doing. But yeah, well done, really. I'll be honest. I'm glad you did quite a lot of damage to him because I don't.
Does it make
I
your
don't
job
want
easier?
I don't want you to be like every person you kill. Be like spare the dying and do 3 hours of interrogation.
Yeah, we spent far too long on that interrogation.
No, that's not what I mean. It's just
No, but we did.
could end up in endless interrogations if I'm not careful. So I'm trying not to,
Our police procedural campaign. I'm happy. I'm happy interrogating and resolving these mysteries.
Yeah, I know.
I think like the waiting screen for our police procedural would be one of those cork board with the red string.
It would.
We
It
can
would.
add
Yeah,
different-
you are like pulling stuff out that the other group didn't even know was in the game already. So yeah, well done, really. You're like
So-
definitely burrowing into the mystery, and I think you've discovered another faction, albeit accidentally.
So they've taken the egg. They know something's up with Tamachard. So we've got to look into the dragony shit. The messenger is the one delivering bounties. The messenger is most likely also the one that we have been asked to capture.
This may not be the messenger.
No, this is not the messenger. This person does not match that description.
No,
Well,
this
they
person
kind of-
isn't the messenger. I'm not afraid to tell you that.
But so if we capture
Same
Darrow,
type of
Maybe.
say a Darrow though.
Darrow, long white
Yeah.
beard and moustache.
cheap finery, you said that he was covered in jewels, but they're not actual ones. So it does, yeah.
Made
Yeah, the other person was described as having clothes like a noble, but made of cheap materials. Whereas this person just looks like they've got lots of cheap bling.
This is the
Similar, but not.
the crazy cat lady of Gracklstugh, isn't it?
fine line.
So but so we think that the messenger that delivers the bounties, they're the one that we've been tasked with capturing for 500 gold.
Yes.
I think that was Captain Blackskull that did that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We've fucked over the savants.
They are.
Yeah, Council of Savants.
Who are in charge of the Darrow. We dislike Viktor even more because he's working with the bad guys even more than
And he's a dentist.
And he's a dentist. He is a triple threat.
Apologies to
Triple threat, triple
dentists.
threat.
Got nothing against dentists. It's fine work.
I have many things against dentists.
It's an evil fantasy dentist, so they're not good.
It's the guy out of oh, what is it?
Horrors.
Little Shop. Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
think of it
before-
like that.
before
It's Steve Martin.
Before we completely will put a line into today's session, is it maybe worth a gentle reposing him in the hopes we can probably revive him soonish?
Do I even have that today?
I hope you do.
I'm a bit confused about having the right number of spells at the moment, so let's see. Because I've got more than expected, but that's because some of them are just part of the character, so I don't. Oh, I do have Gentle Repose, and I've got one spell slot left, but he has been very badly damaged, and he might not come back from that.
Oh, he's been like shattered, which
And
near
smushed.
enough took him down, and then Chaos Bolt and against the wall, and then he's fallen 30, 40 feet and gone into the ground. So he's basically, yeah, he's took enough damage to kill him outright.
If we can get like a local cleric to try and do like a revivify or something, like he won't live well, but he will live.
I don't know. I feel that with the rules of Gracklstugh, that would probably be difficult because that would kind of undo our crime. And I think they're very black and white. And you killed him, he's dead. You're in trouble.
I was so certain that was the messenger.
Sorry.
I was just pursuing him because he was spying on us and was actively running away. Just the mental images of him running up the side of the building going, "See you later, losers."
That was it. That's what sealed his fate, wasn't it?
No, I think Matt said that a bit, and that was the moment where I went, "Alright, I'm fucking killing this guy now."
Oh, God.
Poor guy.
Oh, he shouldn't have
Poor
been
guy.
spying.
Yeah, it's his own fault.
How'd you know he was spying?
He was in there, invisible, when he shouldn't have been.
And he tried to
Okay.
cast on me multiple times.
Yeah, you would.
Like, he didn't stop and explain. He just kind of went, "Puh," and then pegged it.
Yeah, he didn't cast like Shatter or Chaos Bolt though, did he?
No, he just tried to mind
Tried to
control me.
leave, tried to
and
escape.
paralyze.
How rude.
He could, yeah, but he could have just like stopped and went, "I'm allowed to be here. I'm just checking out, seeing what's going on."
You know you're a Drow, right?
Yeah, but I'm a Drow with a Stone Guard badge.
For now.
You need to put yourself in other people's shoes.
We are so
Like, oh, the
screwed.
Drow chasing me.
We are so screwed.
Oh, Veronica, don't be sad. It's all good. Consequences.
We'd followed the rules so well.
And today has just been continuous. We'll fill out loads of forms and paperwork, and then we will break all of the rules.
There will be someone up shortly to be like, where's the paperwork for this?
Alice is already filling it in.
You don't speak Dwarvish, it's void.
Oh, fuck.
So it is probably, just before we finish up then, it is probably it's probably about about 2 p.m. in the afternoon now on that day, so we can pick it up next time. But no, seriously, well played. Yeah, well played. I get the feeling I'm never going to have an NPC die again unless they take catastrophic damage that instantly kills them. It's just going to interrogate everybody now forever.
We'll figure out how to roll it into Curse of Strahd as well, just to make it
Yeah.
better, so you can be involved.
Yeah. No, but well played.
when Hazel runs something, we all have to be grave clerics, so we can all
Nope.
jointly.
No, I'm gonna. You can just be. There can be one barbarian, one wizard, one standard life cleric. I'm gonna keep it as bog standard as possible. It actually, we'll just do stuff out of the player's handbook.
I think in rules as written, generally, like the stuff like gentle repose and I suppose gentle repose does work, but things like spare the dying and stuff. Some monsters are just like they're dead, and some are like PCs where they can kind of be saved. But
Yeah.
he could have been. He just took a lot of damage, unfortunately. But it's all good. It's all good. All right. Anyone want to say anything before I stop? Jim's just laughing.
The whole
We-
situation is ridiculous.
We're sorry we let everyone down. Hopefully we will learn from these lessons.
You didn't let anyone down. It was very good. It was very good. Yeah, no, it was good. I don't blame you. I probably would have done all the things that you've done. So, but I did want. It's like the jingly toy in front of the cat. It's like you got to jingle it and see if the cat goes for it. Likelihood in the moment, it's going to go for it.
Mhm.
And and if the jingly bell says "laters losers," I think it's even more likely to go for it.
Okay.
Poor little dude. Poor little dude. Right. Okay. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back next Sunday with Curse of Strahd, Veronica.
Yes, we will.
Yes. And then the next Out of the Abyss following week. So thank you everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.
Enjoy your lemon.